Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Allied Rivals NBA Awards 21 to 2022 version. I'm
Yes,
Caedmon
sir.
Bauer. That's A.J. Herschel. And let's play the intro.
Allied Rivals.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time once again. Allied Rivals. I'm Caedmon Bauer, as I said already. That is A.J. Herschel. A.J., how's it going?
I'm doing great today, man. Yeah, we're hanging in there. NBA playoffs have been crazy so far. I gotta say, the Warriors have probably been my favorite team to watch. Dude, that death lineup, 70 points in 18 minutes. 70 points in 18 minutes. That's crazy. They're insane. Yeah, I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I enjoyed a nice win last night from the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yep.
Yeah, you talk about the Warriors having 70 points in 18 minutes. The Bulls got 70 points in 3.5 quarters.
Yeah, it was bad.
So
yeah,
totally different.
Yeah, couldn't hit a shot. It was rough.
Yeah, it was different. But guys, this is not we're not predicting the awards because some of them have already come out.
Right.
We are giving our awards.
Yep.
Like, all these NBA players are going to be watching. They should be very happy if they get on this list. So, AJ, you want to start it up with
Let's do it.
The Rookie of the Year?
Yeah, let's do it, man. Rookie of the Year was one of the hardest ones for me to choose. There was a crazy amount of competition this year. Scotty Barnes is one of the first ones. Then, of course, we had, oh, shoot, what's his name? My brain is absolutely breaking. Cade Cunningham just completely showed up at the end of the year. And then Evan Mobley just all of a sudden decided to become an absolute unit. And mine this year is going to go to Evan Mobley. No disrespect to Scotty Barnes, but Evan was he was a huge reason why the Cavs were even there. The Cavs had basically everything go right this year for them to even make the play-in because people started getting injured. Colin Sexton went down. Jared Allen was injured for a portion of the year. And Evan Mobley filled that role really, really well. He was incredibly efficient. 15 points, 8 boards. Scotty Barnes, though, is a close second for me. No disrespect to Cade Cunningham. He had a great year, too. Scotty finished incredibly well. He was a huge part of why the Raptors were even there in the first place. The Raptors have such a well-oiled organization. Mine goes to Evan Mobley, but this was a really good starting rookie class. This is, giving them to one does not discount the skills of any of the other. I'm going to go Evan Mobley, though, on the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go Scotty Barnes. And I think the biggest reason is because I watched more Raptors games than I did Cavs
that's
games.
fair. Yeah.
And I just saw him dominate, even being a rookie. Also, Raptors are still in the playoffs, still doing good. So, but yeah, no disrespect to Cade Cunningham either. It's just he got put on a bum team, and it's really hard to work with that being a rookie. So, I mean, the Pistons are still in rebuild, but
right.
And Cade's the start of it.
Yeah.
So, better things will come later.
Yeah.
But yes,
absolutely.
I give my Rookie of the Year to Scotty Barnes.
There we go.
And I think I spelled Scotty wrong. That's irrelevant.
It's close enough.
Yeah, we're good.
Sorry. We'll get it next time.
Keisha Heffron, what's up? Keisha, let us know all of your awards. I mean, they're not necessarily as important as what we say.
Oh, my
gosh. No, I'm playing. I want to hear what you have to say, Keisha. We want to hear all of your awards. And all of you in the comments as well. Just type them out.
Yeah.
We'll put them up here on the screen.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't even have to be one of the candidates that was up. Let us know.
For real. We're hyped that you're here, Keisha. AJ, you want to go to one that's pretty universal throughout all the league?
Yeah, probably. How about you start talking about this one?
Tyler Hero is definitely the best sixth man in all of
maybe ever.
NBA. Maybe ever.
Yeah.
And here's the problem. He shouldn't even be in this conversation. Like, he's been a starter for who knows how many games.
Yeah.
It's just that he just stepped it up so much that now he's a starter. I mean, he is truly incredible. And I mean, yeah, Cam Johnson, he's amazing. Kevin Love. Cam Johnson would be my second, but just Tyler Hero has played so well that he is not the sixth man anymore. He played as sixth man for a while, and then now he's a starter. And he's really pushing that team and giving them some nice stuff in the playoffs as well. So let's go Tyler Hero.
Yeah, I mean, this one's kind of almost not fair, right? Because Tyler Hero plays 33 minutes a game off the bench. And that's like that's not disrespecting his talent. There's a reason he's dropping 20 basically every night on a stacked shooting Heat roster. Yeah. It just feels a little bit off, especially to Kevin Love. Kevin Love was getting absolutely just dissed by everybody over after last season. Like, everybody was just throwing him under the bus again. And then all of a sudden, he comes out and averaging what? 13 a night with 7 boards again. He looks so much better. He's taking a veteran role in the Cavs, especially with Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley being able to help. He doesn't have to be that only big man on the Cavaliers. But yeah, Tyler Hero just completely exploded. Porter Drinks, he wasn't a top 5 player, but he's definitely the 6th man of the year, and that's not.
And he's definitely the top 5 player on the team now.
That is 100% true. Oh, absolutely.
Yep. Keisha has to go with us for this one. And little spoiler, Jokic for MVP.
Okay, we'll see what we say.
We'll talk about our MVPs later.
Oh yeah.
But how about we go to our defensive player? AJ, you want to start us off for this one?
Yes, I will gladly start us off. If y'all watched our Celtics predictions video, I said that Marcus Smart was my DPOY, and also that I didn't think he was going to win because he didn't play as many games as Rudy Gobert or Mikal Bridges. And guess what? Marcus Smart stinking won. He won DPOY, and I'm so happy for him, man. He is the absolute quarterback of that defense. He plays defense like Draymond Green, but he can shoot better than Draymond Green. No offense to Draymond. You're still awesome. If you had been healthy all year, you definitely would have been up here too. Rudy Gobert already has 3 Defensive Player of the Years. He's great. We already know that. But Marcus Smart wasn't just great as an individual defensive player. Mikal Bridges and Marcus Smart are a lot more similar to Gobert. The entire Jazz defense is built around Rudy Gobert. But Smart not only locks up anybody he plays, but he's yelling notes to absolutely everybody else on the court during every single stinking play on who they're supposed to guard. He can watch for what he's got, like eyes in the back of his head. He can see almost anything. He's a huge reason why the Celtics are the #1 defense in the NBA for the season. Man, I had already said it was Marcus Smart, so Cade, I don't know who yours is, dude.
Well, yeah, actually, mine is also Marcus Smart.
Let's go!
And I'm honestly almost as excited as you. I think he's like one of the first guards to win it since like Gary Payton or something.
Yeah, first guard since Gary Payton. Ago. Yep.
And a Celtic hasn't won it in a while either. So this is a big deal. And you know what? Mikal Bridges is nasty.
He's a beast.
And he's crazy, and he's a little bit bigger than Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart is only 6'3". Yeah. And he's the best perimeter defender this year by far, he rarely gets bullied in the paint unless it's like Giannis or something. That's different,
right?
But he's 6'3", and he's taken on big men in the paint, and that's just crazy.
Yeah,
and I mean, okay, Rudy Gobert, he had a great season like he always does, but another thing, I don't think they're gonna pick him. And I mean, I know we're not predicting, but I don't think.
They already gave it to Smart. Yeah,
I don't think they would have picked him because Rudy Gobert's already won it 3 of the last 5 years.
Which, to be fair, is a stupid argument.
Voter fatigue want to give it to him,
is ridiculous.
Mikal Bridges would be my number 2. He's nasty, and I don't want to play him in the finals.
Yeah,
but I do want to play him in the finals. That means. We're going to beat him for a second time. I'm sorry. I'm getting off track. Marcus Smart is the best defender in the league this year.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. There you go. I'm so happy for him.
Keisha Heffron says, you guys are agreeing too much.
It's almost like players are performing really well, and we have to give them the award. Like Tyler Hero's dropping 20 a night. And almost like Marcus Smart, not only to us, but to the NBA was the DPOY. What a surprise.
Yep. Well, AJ, since we're agreeing too much, why don't you? I'm gonna have to change up one of mine
Yeah.
just to make Keisha happy. So why don't you give us your
Oh, no,
most?
he's giving into
I'm
peer
playing. I'm
pressure.
playing. We're not changing. We're not changing a thing. Give us your most improved.
Dude, this was probably the closest one for me between Ja and DeJounte. No disrespect, Darius Garland. Darius Garland had a great year too. Colin Sexton being out, never wanted anybody injured, of course, but that really allowed Darius to take that number one role as a point guard in the team. But Ja went from 15 points to 27 a night.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
insane.
Mm-hmm.
DeJounte Murray, also, he was the one I was going to choose second. DeJounte had a great year, too, carrying that Spurs roster. No offense, Spurs were not the most powerful team. He's a huge reason why he was there. It's a reason why all three of these guys went from 15 points a night to being all-stars, all three of them this year, by the way. You can't really go wrong here, but I got to give it to Ja, man. Now, granted, I've heard all the stuff about the Grizzlies, how good they are without Ja. We know how good the Grizzlies are without Ja. But when he's there, he drops 27 a night. It's 12 better than what he did last year. He was an all-star starter, hands down. Look, I love DeJounte and Garland. Both of them had great years, but for me, it's Ja. As much as I want to give it to DeJounte, I'm giving it to Ja. Second best team in the West. Cade, what about you, man?
Dude, it's DeJounte Murray, and it's not like it's okay. Look. Ja's stats might be a little bit better than DeJounte's.
Mm-hmm.
And we're saying most improved. So,
sure.
Yeah. But you said it yourself. The Grizzlies are good without Ja. And the Spurs are awful when DeJounte Murray is not on the court. You take DeJounte Murray off the court for 5 minutes, and their team gives up a lead. This man is the game changer for the team. Mm-hmm. Most improved from last year.
Fair enough.
How'd you like that, Keisha? Yeah.
Caedmon's starting to get his own personal vendettas against the comment section at this point.
There we go. Well, I think we have to agree on this next one, AJ. Mm-hmm. And I'll just say it right now. My coach of the year is Monty Williams.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What they have this year, like 62 wins?
It was absolutely insane.
Something like that. It was ridiculous. How many did they get?
64.
64
and 18.
Something ridiculous. I feel like I don't even need a long explanation for this one. I mean, the Suns haven't been totally healthy this year.
Right.
D-Book, Chris Paul, they've both been injured through certain times in the year. And look, he's just turned these normal, average players like Cam Johnson, who's now Sixth Man of the Year, Mikal Bridges, who was a Defensive Player of the Year finalist, and then just a bunch of other guys, and Cameron Payne, and and then DeAndre Ayton. He's still young, but he's turning into something.
Jay Crowder. Don't forget about my man Jay.
He's turned all these players into just spectacular. Because when the Suns don't have Devin Booker and Chris Paul, they still have a great chance at beating the best. Mm-hmm. They still can fight up there with them. He's turned this team around. Like, I thought the Suns were good last year. No, they're good this year.
Yeah.
Let me tell you that.
Yep. That's fair.
Keisha doesn't even know the coaches?
Well, here, we'll give you the breakdown right here. Here's the breakdown. Eric Spoelstra turned a 6-seeded Heat team into the number 1 team in the league. And that is with people going in and out with injuries like nobody's business. Jimmy Butler was injured. Bam Adebayo was injured for weeks. Kyle Lowry wasn't healthy all year. And the team is still number 1 in the entire league. They're maybe the most well-put-together unit in basketball. Taylor Jenkins for the Memphis Grizzlies. We've already talked about Ja, but they're 20-2 without Ja Morant. That's not just player skill. That's also great coaching. The Grizzlies have an incredibly great system. There's a reason they've been grit and grind for like the last 25 years or however long at this point. They have a mentality. They know how to go out and win, and they can beat almost anybody with or without their star player. And for me, Monty Williams is still number 1. Also, sure, because Chris Paul was out for weeks. But look, even the NBA's own coaches voted Monty Williams as coach of the year. And he's been one of the people that I've loved learning about this year. reading stories about him, looking at his coaching style, how much his players care for him, how much respect other coaches have for him. He's just been absolutely incredible. And I gave him Coach of the Year last year. This is 2 years in a row for me because Monty Williams is that good. This is no disrespect to Jenkins and Spoelstra. They had absolute units of teams this year. But Monty Williams is just, for me, for 2 years in a row, he's been my Coach of the Year.
Okay. You've heard it there, folks.
Yep.
And, I was thinking about not giving it to Monty because the Suns had such a great team already last year.
Sure.
But then you just look and they're still so different.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he still turned it around even though I didn't think it could happen.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, AJ, we're getting down to our most important of the two.
Mm-hmm.
But
the biggest award of the year.
The second to most important is the MVP. All right?
Very true.
let's just call a spade how it is. Let's just say it how it is, man. So I'm gonna give you my NBA MVP for the 2021.
We're starting with this? Starting with MVP?
Yeah, it's the second most important one.
Okay.
And it's Nikola Jokic. And look, I'm a Bucks fan. I'm the biggest Giannis fan ever. And I still give it to Jokic for the second year in a row just because he is just better. He just played better this year. And I'd say Giannis is my 2. Embiid is close 3. Mm-hmm. But Nikola Jokic is the first player in NBA history to have 2,000 points, 1,000 rebounds, and over 500 assists in one season. And that's ridiculous to me. And that kind of deserves an MVP in and of itself. And then his efficiency is through the roof.
Yeah.
And just everything about him. I mean, he's carried this Nuggets team. And I'm not saying they're doing great in the playoffs, but we're not counting the playoffs because this is just regular season MVP.
Right.
Nikola Jokic is a beast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the thing I feel worse about in this year is the fact that any other year, Embiid or Giannis are winning an MVP. Mm-hmm. Like, hands down. This is the closest race I've personally ever seen since I've been alive. Devin Booker is averaging 27, 5, and 5 on the best team in the league without Chris Paul for like 3 months, and he's not even up here. Yeah. Like, this is the closest MVP race we've ever had.
DeRozan too. Like, any other
literally,
year, he'd be one of the finalists.
Yeah, that's fair. That's 100% true.
Yeah.
And for me, it's also Jokic, and not only because he had the most efficient season of his career. One of the biggest cases for all three of these guys is how much they were able to do without their fellow stars. The NBA, we kind of almost know at this point. There's a couple of teams that are the exceptions. Maybe the Grizzlies are probably the biggest exception to the rule. But you need typically at least a star or two to be able to hang the 1, 2, 3 if you're going to want to make a deep run in the playoffs. You want to get a high seed, right? Giannis, Middleton was out for a while. Lopez was out till the end of the year. Joel Embiid didn't have Ben Simmons for half the year, and then Harden showed up. Jokic didn't have Jamal Murray or Michael Porter Jr. at all. That is like 40 points a night that the Nuggets are losing. That's too huge. We all saw Jamal Murray go off in the playoffs last year. We all saw him drop like 50 every other night. We know what he can do. Jokic absolutely carried this Nuggets team, not only while grabbing 3 extra boards from last year. By the way, his rebounds went up by 3, as if he couldn't get any better. He had the most efficient year in NBA history over Wilt stinking Chamberlain. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I can understand every single one of the advanced stats off the top of my head. I'm not going to say that. But if you look him up, Jokic is at the top of almost all of them. He's top, I think he's like top 10 in points. He's top 10 in rebounds. And he's top 10 in assists.
That's ridiculous.
All of them? That's nuts.
Mm-hmm.
It's Jokic. He outplayed in terms of just pure weight on his shoulders, usage, and then just NBA history. He's number 1 for me this year. And I think he'll be number 1 for the NBA as well. I think he's going to win.
I think so.
Disappointing for Embiid and Giannis because Embiid was dropping 40 for about half the year. And Giannis absolutely just turned it up to 11 at the end of the season. Embiid's the first center ever to lead the NBA in like 30 years in points. But Jokic just had the greatest single NBA season in terms of pure statistics, at least, of all time, without 2 stars, and they still made it to the playoffs. And the Western Conference is very top-heavy. It's crazy.
Yeah, just too bad he can't win in the playoffs. Well,
yeah,
AJ,
he ran into a death lineup.
He ran into a death lineup for the single most important NBA award in history. Any sport award. This goes for every sport. Kind of like the MVP. It's in the NFL, it's in the NBA, it's in the MLB, it's everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Well, this one is too. And thanks to Judah Buddha, we have the Diatonic Water Award.
If you know, you know.
This is a very proud moment for me.
It's important. Yeah. Oh, please go ahead. Take this away. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
My Diatonic Water Award winner, presented by Judah Buddha. Can I get a drum roll, please? Is Boban! Woo! What a guy. This is the most entertaining player in the NBA to watch. His sense of humor is hilarious. His play is pretty good too. He's pretty good. And he's just a beast. And then he says all these random things in English because, I mean, he's just hilarious. This is my favorite non-Buck in the NBA. This man is incredible. And he deserves all of our respect and more. And that is why he is my Diatonic Water Award winner, sponsored by the one and only Judah Buddha.
Facts.
And not only that, but they're beating the Utah Jazz in the series right now. So
Which is nuts,
How
man.
about that, man? All right, AJ, I know your Diatonic Water Award winner can't be as good as mine because I took the best one, but why don't you give us the second place?
Yeah, for me, second place. So my Diatonic Water Award winner, first of all, I feel like I owe an apology maybe. I think I need to give a public apology really quick while we're here. If you can I take it for 1 second? Just
totally, dude.
Thank you. I need to publicly apologize to the entire Chicago Bulls roster. I went back and listened to our original predictions at the beginning of the year. And I didn't have a lot of faith in us. I'm sorry. I got scared looking at DeRozan at 34. I got scared looking at a team that I thought was all offense. I got scared looking at a lot of players I look at as boom or bust. And y'all were first in the East for weeks. And however, we had the most injuries in the East. We had the most injuries in the East by far for the longest time. It wasn't even close. No other team came close to us.
We did.
LaVine, no, not in time. Not in time. In terms of players and time, we were number one. LaVine went out. Caruso went out. Lonzo went out. And the one guy who stayed there all the time was DeMar DeRozan. And I cannot apologize enough for not believing in us. I've been hurt for the past couple of years in terms of us. And look, we're probably going to get beat in the playoffs. We had a nice win in Milwaukee. I'm going to take it. I wasn't expecting us to win. I predicted us to lose or whatever. But we played so much better than I expected us to. And I just want to get that apology out there. Now, that being said, my Diatonic Water Award goes to my boy Ayo Dosunmu.
Never heard of him.
U of I. Oh my goodness. I've been talking about this man all year. If you've hung out with me, except for maybe Caedmon, I've been talking about this guy all year. I have like 50 pictures of him saved on my computer or something. I don't even know. I got like a bunch of wallpapers I could use. Dude, Ayo Dosunmu came out of Illinois. He was my favorite draft pick, not in terms of like skill or anything or who I thought should go number one, but just my favorite draft pick. I loved watching him at U of I. And when he came to his hometown of Chicago, I was so excited. I wasn't sure if he was going to get minutes, especially with Kobe White playing, especially with getting Caruso and Lonzo. We already had a really small ball lineup. DeRozan can play guard. But with all the injuries, he stepped up so many times for us this year off the bench. made his way up to a starting role when people got injured, and I know he hasn't gotten a lot of playoff minutes. I understand that. I know he's not the biggest man in the rotation, but it's good for him to be able to watch this year, get some experience. I am so proud of my boy, man. I'm so happy the way Isles turned out this year. He's not exactly going to fill up the stat sheet every single night, but he'll either get 5 steals or drop 20 on a night. If you need defense, he's there. You need offense, he's there. He has some of the most energy on that team, and I cannot be prouder of Ayo Dosunmu. That's why he gets my Diatonic Water Judah Buddha Award, whatever order we give it to. I'm so proud of him.
I respect that.
Yes,
what
sir.
a guy.
Yes,
what
sir.
A guy.
Oh, yeah. Ayo and Boban, man.
Do you think he'll get any playoff time?
No, I don't think he'll get any playoff time. If he does, I think he might get like 5 minutes. I think he got 5 minutes game 1 or something, but I don't think he's logging heavy minutes. No.
Yeah.
But it's all right. It's all right. We give him a year. We give him a year. Let him learn a little bit. We all good. We all good.
Hey, look, even though he might not be playing in the playoffs, he just got the Diatonic Water Award.
Right. Him and Boban. Neither of them are getting big minutes. But boom.
Like, come on, man.
There you go.
You couldn't be any happier.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, this is almost as good as being the NBA champions.
It's close, man.
It's really close.
Yeah.
This is, man. Just, yeah, this is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
We just gave out the single most important award in NBA history.
And you're going to milk this for weeks.
And I would like to wrap up and end on that note. AJ, it's been great.
Yes, sir.
And I hope you all appreciate this.
Mm-hmm.
Because now it is time for the Allied Rivals to say, see ya!
Adios. By the way, Keisha Heffron, thank you so much for commenting a bunch. Congratulations, you're also agreeing with us for Jokic.
Yep.
And at the last second, Porter Drinks coming in the comments. What's up? Go Heat. Had a track meet. Hope it went well, man.